All right. Welcome to the latest edition of Ragic Office Hour. So let's get started on your questions. Okay, first question. Simple bar or column chart? Okay, I just started learning Ragic very recently. I could not create a chart from grouping or pivot report. Well, you create a chart from your Ragic sheets, and you create the charts from your data source. You cannot create a chart or a report from a report. So generally, you create reports from your data, not from other reports. Okay, can I create a chart from grouping or pivot reports? So I created two column sheet using an aggregate field, see attached picture, but I cannot create a useful, good-looking chart for using the dashboard chart type or any other chart type. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this is like a simple table with the month versus the balance. So you should be able to create some type of report using like line graph or even just using using the widgets on the sheets. Okay, can you show me how to create a simple bar column chart from such table? I wish there was more flexibility with charts. I love sheet structure, multi-user feature, ability to create a relationship between sheets. But when it comes to charting and reports, you have to accept that Ragic automatically creates for you. There's not much room for customization. For example, you cannot create a simple column chart with data series similar to what you can do on spreadsheets like Google Sheet or Excel. Or maybe there's a way. Okay, so let's go to the demo sheets and see if we can use the report widgets to create some simple column and column charts. Let me find a more suitable source data sheet for this kind of. Oh, see, this is one kind of. This is what a report widget will look like if it has the right data. So let me just take a look and see if I can find a better. Okay, let's use this one and let's change the data source a little so that we can use it as a data source to create the column charts. So let's say we have a customer type here. So we have let's say industry. So we have maybe banking, software, and let's say manufacturing. Why do I think of bigger words? Can you open the attached picture? Yeah, I did. Yeah, something like this. So maybe you want, okay, so maybe you want it to be a year-month aggregation. So, okay, sure, let's try it. Let's say it's a last order date. Okay, so let's add the fields to the listing page for a quick edit. Last order date, put it on the listing page. So exit, and we can have different dates for different customers. Yeah, sure, only 2 columns is fine. I'll just use 2 of the columns, not all the columns. Okay, so for example, if we have these customers and we would like to say how many customers are there on each month and using a column chart, so we could create a widget here. So I would recommend for simpler charts you could just use widgets like this. So say it's a last order date for customers. So data source is customers, and we aggregate by number of records. And you can aggregate by other things if you have other numerical fields. So you can show trends with bars. Like you can also show it with like sparkline 3D bars. So let's say we use the bars and date by last order date. You can even compare it with previous periods. And you can also show ranks, like which customer has ordered the most. And you can display category total. Okay, let's say we do this and save it. So on the sheet, it will look something like this. You can, of course, you can move this around to make sure it doesn't block other data. So let's go to max. So we will be showing a different size column for each of the dates, and categorized by the customer name. Let's move this a little. Let's make it smaller like this. Okay, so we have these bars and these dates. So this is aggregated by day. So this looks a little bit weird. So if you have your if you have your data aggregated by month, so this will look less weird. So that it's not like one customer for each day. Okay, so this is kind of the simpler way to generate column data on your sheets, column chart data. And for other types of reports, you can also, I would say you could do a ranking report like this, and you can have customer name and number of records like this to generate column charts. So you can also choose other things, like you can choose a date for the ranking, last order date, and by monthly. So if you choose a last order date monthly, so you can have the number of records aggregated together on the this is a ranking report, on the ranking report, and you can choose different types of numeric fields to add together. So I would say it would be generally be two types of ways that you could do this on Ragic with ranking reports, or you can do it with the report widgets. Do this with a report widget or a ranking report on Ragic. Please see the demo. Okay, let me take a look at the documents for you. So for the widgets, the documents right here, and the reports for ranking reports. The document widgets and ranking report. All right, I hope this answers at least part of your question. We do know that for our reports, it's not as customizable on, let's say, Excel or Google Sheet. And we will be adding more and more ways where you can customize the colors and things that you can do on Excel to customize your report. But like for now, we're trying to match up on the functionalities that other than the how the report looks, and we want you to have the ability to generate the same aggregate and generate the same general analysis on your data. And then after we have a bit more of those, then we can start adding more, like the way the report looks. So a more, I just keep forgetting the words today. So the just the look and feel of the report. So we will be adding more of that in the near future, but for now, there's ways that you can do this with like report widgets and ranking reports. Okay, next question. Are there any new developments in regards to individual user and dashboard homepages? I was wondering if Ragic is planning on developing individualized homepage for every user. It would be helpful to have widgets, calendar information unique to each individual user's homepage, since they don't have the same information or report on the same information in my company for the sysadmin to make adjustment as needed. I think there will be two levels to this. So there are two ways that we may be able to do this. Is that first of all might be able to add like access right settings, like which groups of users can access this individual report homepage section, and which users cannot. And the other direction that we will be planning on is to have each individual users customize their own homepage so that they can close some of the sections that's been added by their system admin. So the easier way or the faster way for our development team is to have a way for users to close different widgets that our admin has added. But it will be more customizable if they can each add and remove their own. So yeah, we do have plans to do that, but not in the super near future. But we do have plans to make the homepage sections more personalizable for each individual user or user groups. Let's say the homepage sections more personalizable for each individual. This can be done two ways. One is for each user to personalize their own. System admin setting access right configurations for each sections. Yeah, basically like this, but you yeah, we do have plans to do this in like 2024, hopefully. But we do have a lot of items that we'll be working on. So I'm hoping that we could make those widgets and the homepage sections more personalized in 2024. Yeah. Okay, next question. Are there any developments in regards to Excel downloadable files? I was wondering if there was any way for the downloaded files and charts from Ragic to maintain border colors that are set in our database. Border colors are not in the Excel. When I download the file, all the colors remains, but the borders disappear completely. Please advise. Huh. Yeah, to my now to think of it, I think there might be some technical challenges when trying to translate the Ragic borders to Excel borders, but it should not be impossible, but there should be some technical challenges that we need to overcome to have those borders translated to Excel borders. So I will take a talk to our development team and see what's the challenge right now and see if we can kind of support this in the future. Yeah, if the goal of the downloaded Excel file is to of course to be like WYSIWYG, to what you see is what you get. So what you see on your Ragic sheets should look pretty much the same on the Excel files that you downloaded. So I will check with our development team on this to see if they can also support the borders on the Excel files. Okay. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, are the reporting functions being developed to be more user-friendly? Hello, right now reports available on Ragic doesn't have customizable colors or features. Yeah, like I just mentioned. Yes, I'm seeing more users asking that, so we're definitely planning on adding more support in 2024. But I cannot promise like we can do everything that you can do on Excel charts, Excel reports in 2024. But we will certainly be adding something. We'll be adding more display configurations for reports in 2024. So like reports in Excel, are there developments being made in order to make reports more user-friendly? Yes. Yes, there is. We do understand the popularity of this demand. Let's say requirement. We will certainly be adding more support for this in 2024. Okay. Okay. What is Ragic's current status on fixing upload storage deletion feature from backup and restore section? When our company purchased Ragic, one of our main concerns was the upload storage available. We were under the impression that we could delete uploaded storage from the database and get that storage space back and to use in the future. Yeah, of course you can. And this is a huge concern for our company, even if our accounts doesn't maintain that much uploaded data, because we want Ragic platform to last our company a long time. Thank you. I've had a ticket to have this looked or fixed for several months now. I haven't heard anything except a reminder that this is a soft limit, and I'll be notified when the enhancement is released. Can I get some update on some kind of where this is at, please? Okay, let me explain how the uploaded file storage works on Ragic. So when you upload any type of files, let's say an attachment on your comments or an uploaded file or uploaded image, or even like when you're copy pasting a screenshot as an image uploaded to Ragic. So all of those will be placed in your there's a folder for your account for all of your uploaded files. So the upload storage quota is based on calculating the total storage space that's used by this upload folder. So and how this is deleted is that Ragic regularly checks for files in these folders that are no longer linked to any Ragic record. So what I mean is that the files are not deleted immediately. And the reason for this is that when you delete a record, and it goes into the recycle bin. So and when it goes to the recycle bin, there's still a chance that you could restore the record back. So if the record is the uploaded data is deleted immediately, when you get the record back from the recycle bin, and you will not have those files anymore. So that would be a bigger issue for how the recycle bin works. And the recycle bin works kind of similarly to our data archive feature that we introduced this year. So when the data is deleted or archived, we keep the files as it is in the upload file directory. And we try to keep it there, basically try to keep it there as long as possible, as long as the server storage space is not like running out. And give you a better chance to still have the file when the file is restored from the recycle bin. So if you're seeing that it's still taking up storage space and you're not reaching anywhere close to your quota right now, and yeah, you don't really need to worry about that. But we do understand your concern that it looks like it's using up a lot of your storage even though the record has been deleted. And yeah, maybe we can add some kind of configurations so that the files deleted from when you delete a record that includes an attachment, it's more aggressively deleted. So this might work in this kind of when you expect this kind of behavior on Ragic. So yeah, because these are automatically deleted and tried and being like delayed as long as possible. So this might take up more of your storage space. And yeah, I understand for some accounts it might be an undesirable behavior. So yeah, we will be considering adding a more aggressive policy for account upload file deletion. But without this option, that would mean that we have to make bigger changes to how the files are automatically deleted, and that will affect how other users use the restore feature from the recycle bin. So I would think a better solution to do this would be to have companies set a different file deletion policy on uploaded files. Does not delete files from your account when related file is deleted. Does not immediately. This is for when you restore a record from recycle bin and you can still have your file uploaded file restored. restored. The files can also be restored. We will consider adding another limit, another configuration for accounts so that uploaded files will be more aggressively deleted. To oh yeah, that's and okay, yeah, that's probably it. And of course, I will also take, if possible, you could, you know, let me know. Oh yeah, I'll just take a look at your account. If you have the email here, I'll take a look at the account and see what kind of files are, are still there and not being deleted. Because, yeah, it should be automatically deleted after a while, especially if you're reaching the quota. Okay, another one on the reports. Okay. Ragic reports require a major upgrade. Report writers to be included in Ragic. Okay. Ragic as an online tool for my business is 100%. I cannot rate it any higher as it makes someone myself with no coding able to write complex project management system, exceptional software. Thank you very much. When it comes to reports, that unfortunately is 10%, very poor. Okay. I submitted a previous request. You asked for examples and the link below. Just report writer component I have used previously with other project management. Let me connect to their database. Okay. Report features at a minimum. When the data source and query is selected, when you can drag fields onto the report, include calculation fields. The report must be able to have everything fixed size as we need to print to PDF and email to our customer on a weekly basis. So the current web flexible where everything moves around is no good. Allow lines, boxes, and all colors and everything. Allow images to be included. Logos, allow subtotal, totals, neat and tidy page breaks, borders that doesn't lose the bottom and go across multiple pages. Allow selected options sections to be repeated on each page. Allow headers and footers. Get above sorted and you have a perfect software. All right. Okay, yeah, we added the today button to the date picker. So let me take another look at the things that you recommend for us to look at. The report builder. Report generation. Okay, this is report generation from my SQL database. Okay, I see what the report that you're talking about. Okay. Okay, yeah, we will certainly take a look at this. Yeah, I do think this is a pretty good example, no, or a direction to add some of our reports. And yeah, and this looks kind of similar to Ragic reports, except of course it looks a lot more customizable and has quite a bit more feature in it. So yeah, thank you for the reference, and we'll definitely take a look at these and these requirements and add them to our report feature development plans in 2024. 2024. Do you understand that reporting is a big part of what Ragic should improve? Okay, thank you. Okay, next question. Ragic user access right design and its consequences? Consequences in Ragic page design. Okay, usability and design problems in a 4-year-old growing system. Okay, I suppose you have been using Ragic for over 4 years. In an organization, there's a need to have some fields: cost, prices, suppliers, and client information, hidden and visible for certain user groups. Based on Ragic design, only solution is to create different page version for each user group on fields we intend them to see. Okay, field-based access right setting coming up really soon. We're still testing out, and because it affects a lot of things, so we're still doing some final tests, but it's definitely mostly done, and it's just not online yet, and it will be. And we are testing the field-based access right setting like right now, so it will certainly be online pretty soon. So that, I promise you that. And because the development is mostly done, we're just doing some final testing, and we will find, oh, there's another issue here we need to address, and we're still doing some fine tuning on those. Okay, so the problem, yeah, we definitely understand the problems without a field-based access right setting. So different page for different user access. We only need to hide a couple of fields for information, and no need to make a totally new page. Yes, that's one of the main reasons that we should have field-based access right setting. Loading information by link and load or on subtables is not possible unless the user has access right to the subtable page. So we already created different page version. Now we need to have different subtable sheets, have a multiplying effect. Yes. That's also a problem. Since we have many different page versions based on each user access to information, including subtable management of these pages, become very complicated and unpractical. I can hope you can imagine the desperate situation we're facing. Yes, we do understand. And yes, when our support staff, sometimes when they go into your account to help you out, to answer questions, they do see this trend that, when you need to hide some fields for some users, you need to create many more multiple versions. So some accounts in these situations will have, a lot of multiple versions, which is tricky to manage. Then we do understand that will be tricky to manage. So we promise that this will be online soon. Suggest the solution: enable the field to be view, hide, or black out for specific user group. So basically our new field-based access right setting is that you can set which user groups can see or edit this field. So basically that's it. You add an access right setting so that certain user groups can see or certain user groups can edit this field outside of the whole sheet access right setting configuration. Okay, improvements on Ragic design and usability. Developers can focus on creating, maintaining one page for all users. Yes, this will certainly help on one main page. Yeah, so you don't have to manage all different versions for different user groups. Link and load can be made from one common subtable for all users. Reports can be made from one common page for all users, and audits Okay, formula access errors straightforward since we can reduce the amount of multiple pages. Okay, this simple solution will solve many of the usability, access to information, and reliability that cause many frustration within developers and as users of our system. Okay, yeah, this is definitely coming. We're only doing some final testing and tuning. Yeah, I'll let the developers know that there are so many users waiting for this issue, this feature. Offline saving. Okay, this is a more difficult one, a feature-wise, a more difficult thing to do. Has any attempts been made to create offline functions to Ragic? There are certain areas where there's very little access to internet or just really bad signals. So when our mobile users attempt to save their updates on Ragic, they're unable to do so. They then have to send through their updates to HO, home office, I'm not sure, and it has to be done manually as they often have multiple entries to update when in these areas. An offline saving option would be great, and then have offline saved entries update automatically once the user is in an area with internet access or better signal. Okay, so an offline save, yeah, we have discussed offline save quite a bit, and the biggest hurdle to offline edit and offline save are two things: the formulas and link and load. And link and load, and out of these two issues, link and load is the bigger issue. So when you're offline, when you're doing link and load, you will need to access server data to know that what data you're loading. So if you're doing offline editing, the link and load will not be supported. And right now for the mobile app does not itself, the client side, the app itself does not do formula calculation. And the formula calculation is done on the server side. So if formula needs to be supported on the mobile app without online access, internet access, then the mobile app will need to have a way to support all the formulas on the app. So that would be the two things that would be more difficult. They're still technically feasible, so that we can implement the whole formula engine on the app on the mobile device, and we can have, like, whenever you have link and load, and we can download the whole offline version of the source data on the mobile device to support this kind of link and load. It just, these two are the biggest hurdles, and would require quite a bit of work for mobile devices to support offline editing. And yeah, and since it's a little bit difficult and will require quite a bit of changes, so yeah, it's gonna be placed like behind other requirements, more urgent requirements, like for more customizable reports. The two biggest hurdle for offline app editing is link and load, which needs online data. The server to get loaded data and formulas, which is computed at the server side. We do we have discussed this in the past, and technically it's possible, but it will be quite a bit of work, and well, we will, yeah, we'll add the offline edit feature when the timing is right. Yeah, basically, yeah, we there if we have like good simpler technical solutions to build a formula engine on the app, that would be a big help. And if we have some better ways to have an offline storage of link and load data on the app, that would be really helpful too. So yeah, because no, the product development is always in a fluid stage. So we're adding more and more things, which will make other features easier to develop. So there are some things that are really hard to develop right now, but it might not be the same thing in 2 years. So we will be adding this feature when the timing is right, like technically, when we have the right tools to do them. Okay, next question. Multiple values. I noticed unique formula extracts a list of comma-separated values from a subtable column. Is there any way we could do this for work with such values? For example, use them as a range of values in other formulas. Oh, okay, you want to use it for other formulas. Or as an input value for multiple select fields. Oh, okay. Well, the use case for using them as an input value for multiple select fields, that's more intuitive for me to understand. Yeah, if you have these, like if you have these items purchased, and you would like to display them as a multiple select field, and so you would like to use them as an input for other formulas. I don't think we support multiple select formulas just yet, so this would be relatively harder, and use them as a range of values in other formulas. Okay, so maybe as a lookup. Yeah, if possible, if you can provide us with a little bit more example of how you would imagine this formula to work. And of course, our team can also take a look at maybe how Google Sheet or Excel do this kind of thing. But of course, the formulas work differently on Ragic than on Excel. So we will need to find some ways to translate the logic into a Ragic formula logic. But any way that would be more intuitive for you to design this formula would be helpful for us. We'll look into basic array use case. Yeah, but do our formulas support basic arrays, like manipulation with arrays? We'll look into ways to use the result of unique formula for other formulas. Feel free to let us know to give us some example of Okay. Okay, lookup. Okay. Lookup accepting unique formula return should be a good start. Yeah, but lookup accepting that, there's a problem with that because the lookup accepting unique, but how would you be sure of the order of the unique formula return? Because when you look up, you need to have like two arrays with the items, you know which items are at which index. But with unique formula, when it returns the array, I'm not sure if, well, I don't think it's gonna return the array in the content of the array would be in an order that's determined. No, because you don't know what's in the subtable. Since you don't know what's in the subtable, then I would think that it would be hard to design to write the lookup formula because you don't know the order of the values that these values should correspond to. Yeah, you will need some other things besides just using the lookup function. All right. Yeah, this will be a good start, but we'll certainly need to look into this a bit more to make the return value of the unique formula more useful. All right. And thank you everyone for joining in on our latest Ragic Office Hour. And yeah, we do have quite a bit of very good feedback on our product, and hopefully I have provided some kind of useful answers to your questions. And yeah, we do see a lot of requirements for our reports, and we will certainly put a lot of effort into making our reports better in 2024, and hopefully we will have a much better reporting feature and some reporting tools on Ragic over the course of 2024. That will be like one of our New Year resolutions. All right. Thank you for joining in. And if you have any other questions or suggestions, feel free to use the Ragic Office Hour sheet to ask your questions, and I will be answering them in 2 weeks. So take care. Merry Christmas. Bye. Yeah, and Happy New Year.